Hello everyone, this is Debbie from Project 39 Mini Albums, and what I have to show you is things I made with a virtual retreat that I participated in this past weekend. So this retreat was put on by Country Craft Creations, and the theme of it was Neighborhood Block Party. This is not their first virtual retreat. They've had several others. This just happens to be the first one that I was involved in. Although it was virtual, some people got together to craft. Here you're seeing some of their setups. Materials were shipped ahead of time, so you received a huge box of gorgeous papers, chipboard, seam binding, and goodies. If you look in the description box, you can see my whole videos listed there. The other thing that the packet had in it was the instructions and color photographs. Let me show you some of those before I show you the projects. So here is the information for the birdwatcher gazebo that Patty did. How many projects were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 projects over a weekend. And some of the projects were recorded, some were live, but in any case, you could play the projects anytime you want. There were many people who just worked on 1 or 2 items. There were some that didn't even get to do any of the items, but they participated in the Facebook group and they might have done some of the Zoom calls. But the instructions and supply list came with it for each project, and you can keep these forever. You do need some things out of your stash. You need whatever your embellishments are if you want to do something different. You need cardstock, and then whatever trims you want to use. But all of the paper pads came with the supply kit. Let me show you all of the projects that we did, and I'll tell you a little bit about the order that we did them in. First of all, it's a double-decker box. I don't know a better way of describing it. The bottom of it has the instructions were to make memory decks, but I did not make a memory decks. I just have not gotten into the memory decks card making thing, so I'm just going to keep that box to put underneath this other box. So the top box also has a little shaker, so shakers are always fun. And I made a little mini album instead of the memory decks cards. So I'll just take you a quick walkthrough. So there weren't instructions for this. There were instructions on how to make the memory decks cards. But I just wanted to use up the paper because it was adorable. So I just took some of the stickers and embellishments, some of the seam binding we got, and just made a cute little mini album. Again, you can make the memory decks, but that was not my thing. So there was that. Isn't that cute? I mean, it just was something that I did while I was listening to the instructions of the memory decks. Also included was this cute little trim. It looks like snowballs. So remember that for Christmas this year. I'm going to probably try to get some more of that and use that. I love that shaker box. So anyhow, that was the first project, and that was done by Nicole. And again, I'll put the links for everything, including the links for all of the designers that did these fabulous things. Now, you won't be able to get the instructions because that is just for people who participated and paid for the retreat. But Tamra has been kind enough to let me show you guys what we made, even though I can't share the instructions or how I made it. So this one was by Jennifer Palmer, and this is a folio, but she was so brilliant. to put this cover on, and it's supposed to have 2 layers of acetate, so you could make it a shaker or you could layer different things in. I did not like mine because I really like this on the front, so I did it a little bit different than her instructions, but it still came out pretty cute. But don't you love that cover? So there's that, and then this opens this way. I'll take you through the center first. So this opens, and there's a huge waterfall here. And isn't that beautiful? This farmhouse garden, vintage farmhouse garden, simple vintage farmhouse garden collection was fabulous. Look at this beautiful paper. And then this opens up like that. Jennifer used this paper on her cover and had a vegetable theme on it. And then these are little envelopes that you could put in pictures or ephemera, and they sit on here. And I told Jennifer this was genius, because these seed packets are gorgeous, aren't they? And she found out a way to utilize this paper. So let me see what else happens. So this opens up like that, and then there's another page there, and this opens this way, that opens that way, and there's a pocket. I put a long tag in it. So after I did this, then I decided I am going to try to do the instructions exactly how the instructors, the designers, did them. So even though I might not decorate that way, I figured, you know what, I might learn a different way of decorating. So, and then the other thing I decided to do is only do one project at a time. I wasn't going to drive myself crazy and try to do too many projects. I forgot to tell you that there was a live kickoff in the morning that Tamara, the owner of Country Craft Creations, greets everyone and sort of gives us the rundown. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, there was sort of skits, and just, you know, sitting in the kitchen with a cup of tea and talking about crafting and that kind of thing. So that was a lot of fun. And again, it sort of felt like that neighborhood theme. Later on that night, the same day we did this, there was an hour of Zoom. I think it was longer than an hour, but that was a lot of fun, and there were prizes as well during that Zoom call. There were like the designer kits, whatever the designers get, those also went out. She had a beautiful handmade quilt to give away as well. Things that she gave away, just all sorts of fun stuff. Then on Friday at 10 o'clock Mountain, there was another Zoom and another drawing for a prize. And then at 11 o'clock, we were given the link for the newest video, and that was Red, White, and Blue Scrapbook. This is a really fabulous, now I just told you I wanted to do things like the designers did, but I didn't do the cover like Kim did. Kim was the designer for that. Why did I not do the cover the same way? There was a reason. I think it had to do with the paper I had left or something. This was a nice size project, and what's fabulous about doing projects with different people is you learn different techniques and a different way of doing things. And as a designer myself, I liked listening to how the other designers were giving their instructions. You can always learn something new. That's my thought. Just phrases that they used, or just different techniques. Now this is fabulous. This is something I was afraid of doing and never did before. But first of all, isn't the paper gorgeous? This paper is exclusive to Country Craft Creations. It's the only place you can get it. So let's take you to this. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? I mean, I just sat there opening and closing it several times because that was so fun. And look at this beautiful seam binding. We got a bunch of it. I mean, I still have some left over, and I finished all of my projects. So there's a nice big photo mat in there. I wish I had done exactly how Kim did, because I feel like the way I did this, it left it a little busy. But this is a double belly band. Never done one of those. That goes in there. Isn't that an adorable little, there's a puppy in there. Now, these are pockets, and once you take the little photo mats out of the pockets, then this page will open up, and there's another photo mat in that pocket there, and little photo mats in those pockets there as well. So that goes like that, and then this closes and this closes. Then over here, and I know I didn't do the designing like she did. I just didn't. You know, after you're crafting for 8 hours or so, you just sort of say, oh, I'm just gonna put it together. Isn't that cute? Another photo mat. Oops, that's a surprise. All right, that goes in there, and that goes like that. There are beautiful cut-aparts in this paper collection as well. Another hidden pocket. And then this opens like this. This has a little long tag, great for some journaling. So that'll open like that. And then these will open this way. And isn't that fabulous paper? I mean, I would just get that paper alone. And this comes out this way, and there is a little pocket there. And this folds up like that. And then this just tucks into that pocket. And here's another hidden pocket right there. A stacked pocket here. Room for photos right there. And then this opens this way. And, oh, I need to put a photo mat in here. But it's nice and big, so you can get all of those 4th of July photos in here. So, and then there was paper left over from this, and I will show you in a little bit what we did with that. Isn't that great? Again, that paper is exclusive to Country Craft Creations. I'll put the link in the description box. Okay, and then after this, then we made a toolbox. A toolbox, you're saying? What kind of toolbox did you make? Well, Anne Marie, one of the designers, showed us how, I can't get it all on camera, it's so big, showed us how to make this toolbox. I put the album in the front and all of these embellishments in the back, and she went over all of the embellishments. But can you see this toolbox? Isn't that fabulous? It's got little dangly things on the side. It really is fabulous. So there are all these rosettes, and she goes over decorating, and I wouldn't have decorated them the way that she did. And like I said, I decided to do it pretty much the way she did. I added a couple of different things, but I was pretty good. And then here is this adorable mini album. These are popped up. And this one I decorated pretty much exactly how she did. Even to the extent of she used staples and put on these little pieces of the seam binding. And I've not done that before, and I thought it was, just added a nice little touch to it. This is popped up, but there's room for a little photo there. And there's little photo mats in this page. This was a really quick mini album to do, really quick. So there's, you know, just room to put 2 photos. Isn't this paper gorgeous too? Room for photos, or I should put something else on here, shouldn't I? All right, there is, look, and this is open on the bottom, so you could put your photo on there. So that goes in there. And then here's this page. This is little stopper, so you could put your photo in there. Cute little glasses that are popped up. Now this is a tie opening. Come here, tie opening. I tied it real tight. I don't know why I did. So room for photos. I think she left it blank, but I had some red scrap paper in my stash. That was the one good thing about doing a retreat virtually. I mean, I really do want to go to a retreat, but doing it virtually, you could just grab stuff out of your stash. Here's another photo mat. Oh, and the back of it has a strawberry. So room for a 4x6 photo on that. Here's this page. So this has a side pocket with a couple more of the 3x4 cut aparts, or journaling cards, whatever you want to call it. Little scale with the strawberries, and I put a strawberry up at the top. And yet another hidden photo mat. Room to put a little picture there. And this opens up also, and it is a waterfall. Now I had more paper left over, so I added stuff to the back of this just because I could. So lots of room for little pictures if you have an Instax or something like this. And I loved, I never, don't know why, but I'd never listened to one of Anne Marie's tutorials, and I just loved the way she taught. In fact, I love the way everyone taught, and what's great about it is they all have different styles. Here's our next project. So Sally, some of you may know Sally, but Sally is a member of the team, and she did this is a wooden piece, and she showed how to paint it and distress it, and she showed you this great technique, and I'm not going to give away the secret, on how to make rust, and it was fabulous. She made a sort of a junk journal out of hers, but I thought this would be perfect for my mother-in-law because she's got those appliances in her kitchen. So I made this notepad holder, and we'll just try to figure out how to put it up on the wall so she can make a list of what she needs at the grocery store. But I used some metallic paper on top and just really scored it using the bottom of this just to put those ridges to make it look like the twisty top jar. And this paper was another Country Craft Creations exclusive. It was in my stash. I had made a cookbook out of it. So if you're interested, check my channel for that. So that was a fun thing because it wasn't a real involved project. You know, it sort of was a nice break from everything else. I forgot to tell you that after we were doing the toolbox, there was game time, and that is apparently something everybody looks forward to. It was Wheel of Fortune, and it was a lot of fun via Zoom. I have never done Wheel of Fortune on Zoom. What is this thing in front of you, you ask? This is a gazebo. Now it does go on here. It sits like this, and there's a drawer that you can put your mini album. Now Patty taught this class, and I did not make it. Really wasn't a mini album. It was just like folios, sort of folios. It's just a real quick, easy project with the things that were left over that you could put in your drawer. I didn't make it. That was the one thing I have not finished, and I will finish it, but I wanted to get this video out. So we actually constructed, I can't tell you how proud I am of myself to actually construct this gazebo. And she gave you some ideas on what you could do with it. You could put a battery operated candle in it. You could decorate it with miniatures like little gnomes and all of that, which would be so cute. Or you could put birds in it and just make it a beautiful home decor piece. But how fabulous is that? I really wasn't going to make it because I was like, that is beyond me. But the good thing about, see, in this box, I know I need to put something in the bottom. I don't know why I didn't. It's such a nice solid box. The great thing about these instructors is if you're experienced or if you have not picked up a piece of paper before, their instructions walk you through it. They tell you about the terminology they use. They tell you about why they do things, tell you easier ways of doing things, and I just thought that was fabulous. So anyhow, in the evening, nope, we're not going to do this yet. I told you there was some paper from that red, white, and blue collection. Well, Tammy, the owner of Country Craft Creations, showed us how to make this adorable banner. So again, it's a nice project. It's a nice break, and I meant to put this in between these two, and I didn't, and you probably wouldn't have noticed it if I didn't say anything. But look at these. Look at all the detail on that. This came from her paper. Now, I had already used this guy, so I didn't do it exactly the way she did. We got these tickets in the kit, and she shows you how to just stress everything. And we all knew how to make rosettes from Anne Marie's class. And again, the seam binding was included. Now, I decorated mine a little bit differently, but because I didn't have flowers. But you know what? That's the beauty of this. You could decorate it however you want. Isn't this cute? So that was a fun little break. So there's that. So that is what we did for Saturday. This time they had some of the husbands involved. Talk about what a hoot. It just was a lot of fun, and still more drawings and giveaways and sort of thing. Yeah, there was a schedule, so I knew where I was supposed to be at what time. I mean, I was here in my RV the whole time crafting. I didn't go anywhere. It gave me enough room. We went hiking 2 of the mornings. I did crock pot cooking, and my husband cooked a meal, so I didn't worry about that. It was fabulous for me, but even if you worked or had kids and a family to take care of, the fact that you could stop and start the classes at any time was wonderful. It makes it easy. So, like I said, some people haven't even started their projects. They're going to do it when they have time. They started late on Sunday. I mean, they said no wake-up calls this morning. Everyone can sleep in. So at 1 o'clock Mountain Time, and I'm sorry, Bonnie, I did not finish it. There were some details on the front. And again, I tried to do this like decorating it the way the designers did. I figured, you know, I'll learn something. So this one was a live class. And if you guys have never taken a class with Bonnie of Country Craft Creations, you need to. You need to look up her YouTube channel, especially if you're new, but even if you're not. I mean, you know, I've been making mini albums for I don't know how long. So anyhow, here's the cover. Now there are 2 more elements on here that I have not put on yet. I will. And I did use a little different paper. Here I go and say I'm going to do it exactly. But you know what? It's because I love this guy. I love this little Ranger bear. I thought he was so adorable. So I did put all the elements in the way that she did, except where I messed up. So here is the front. That opens like that. That opens like that. And this, of course, is open. So you could take a cut apart or a photo and stick it in there. This was fabulous. This was a hit. It's a great opening and closing belly band. So that, oh, you know what? This was supposed to be glued there. So I will glue that on again. But it came off with this. Anyhow, this opens like this. This is also open a little bit, so you can stick your photos in there. This comes down like this. It goes back up, and then it opens like that. That, of course, is open on the top too. So there is that. And there's the closure. Isn't that fabulous? Saves you from having to use magnets all the time. This opens up this way, and there's just a little booklet for you to put pictures in. I think Bonnie did this out of the Country Craft Creation craft cardstock. I didn't have that much in my stash, so I didn't use that. I used black, but I did have some that I could cut out and make the photo mats with. So those go in there. Yeah, it just was very good. So again, this opens this way. This I messed up and I didn't put it together the way my husband came in, was talking to me while I was doing this, and I didn't pay attention. So anyhow, that is open. This is the animal page, can you tell? And then there's that. I actually added an extra pocket on here just because I liked how the colors went together. I know, I should have done it exactly the same way Bonnie did, but I did for a lot of it. I mean, I added the ephemera the same way she did, and the cut-aparts for the most part. She did this, and I did that. Aren't these adorable? So, and I have them backed, and that is open. So if you wanted to put a photo there. But what's great about this page is these hold this closed. And you take this out, and that'll open, and it'll open one more time. So you can get a lot of photos in there. And the last page, I made this a fishing page because I love that guy. And look at those fishing lures. Then there is this photo mat, which is a little booklet. And this opens this way, so still more room to put photos. And then this closes like that. I did use a magnet here. I think they use seam binding, but I wanted to be different. So here are a couple of more cut-aparts and another photo mat. Oh, 3 more photo mats. So, I mean, think of how many photos you can get here. And this paper was fabulous. This is the Great Outdoors by Stephen Duncan, by Cartabella. Cartabella paper, as you may know, has this beautiful texture. I just love it. So there is the back, the spine, and we're back to the front. So it was a long weekend, but man, did I get a lot done. I mean, look at all the mini albums that I made, all the other projects, all the other miscellaneous things, and plus it was a heck of a lot of fun. So there is another virtual retreat coming up. This one is going to be Rockin' Round New Year's Eve. I think that's what it's called. It's December 30, 31st, and 1st. And it is going to be a lot of fun. I plan on being there. And what was cool about it was there was a bunch of people that got together in hotels, in condos, at their house, around their kitchen table, and crafted together, even though this was a virtual retreat. So they made it like a real retreat, even though it was virtual. And speaking of real retreats, there are other retreats. We'll give you the link in the description box. A lot of them are sold out. I know there's one that is not completely sold out yet. So you'll have to check the link in the description box and see which ones might work for you. If this is something you're interested in doing, if you want to learn how to make mini albums, first of all, you need to join Country Craft Creations Facebook group. It's called Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. And you will get access to free tutorials. You need to check out their YouTube channel, and you'll also get access to free tutorials there. So I that's all I have for you. I mean, it's a lot. It really was a lot. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please put it in the description box. And if I don't have the answer, I will get in touch with someone who does. So thanks again for watching. Have a fabulous day.